In today's video, of course, we're going to take a look at the tropics here, but like we've been talking about, there is nothing really to see here as no tropical cyclones are expected over the next 7 days, but we do need to talk about some upcoming storminess, including some severe weather, and then even the temperature pattern, which is up and down, but there is a lot of down on the way. We've been talking about these Arctic blasts that are coming through, and I just want to preface this right away in the video because a lot of you don't make it to when I actually kind of talk about the temperatures. I do not mean that it is going to be cold or frigid or anything like that. What I mean by that is that Arctic air from the Arctic region is going to make its way down, which this time of year isn't frigid or snowy or icy or anything crazy like that. I would never call for that in August, but it is an Arctic air mass moving in, and that is exactly what I mean when I say that. So keep that in mind. Be sure to check out our Prestige weather in the description and pin comment down below, by the way. Let's just get straight into things. And again, no tropical cyclones are expected during the next 7 days. We're going to move right past this into the upcoming storminess. And as you can see, we're just going to move this afternoon. We can see there is some storms beginning to kind of move in here. We can see this right here. And then we can see also for some of the northwest regions of the United States, we are seeing some thunderstorms flaring up as well. As we move towards tomorrow, this is when the severe weather gets going. We do have this low up above 1002. We have a cold front sweeping underneath. And what this ends up doing is we do have a pretty elevated risk for severe weather within this area. We're up to an enhanced risk. Would not be surprised if we end up with a moderate risk, which I know moderate sounds like it's kind of like the middle of the severity level, but that's actually the second highest, so it is relatively high if we did end up there. Enhanced, in between slight and enhanced, is probably the very middle of the road, so the names are a little bit misleading sometimes. 997 millibar low pressure center by the time we're taking a look at Tuesday, so this one does end up dropping continuously day over day, and we end up with a pretty large storm here over the northeast. Again, 997, bringing some widespread rainfall for eastern Canada and the northeastern United States, as you can see. That is definitely very interesting to see there. By the time we reach Wednesday, August 9th, you can see that we have a lot of thunderstorm activity here for a lot of the plains, Ohio Valley, deeper south here. And these areas in the deeper south see this like every single day, as we've talked about before. This is typical daytime thunderstorms for these areas, so no huge surprises there. By the time we're reaching Thursday, the 10th here, as you can see, 1005 millibar low pressure center moving across the state of Kentucky there, and this is also bringing another round of some potential severe weather, but definitely thunderstorms. We do also have a low here over North Dakota that I've kind of highlighted here, 999, so another stronger one, and then 997 up here in eastern Canada. So as we move from June to July and now into August, we're beginning to see some stronger and stronger lows developing across the nation. And it's going to be interesting because every single year during the time frame of September, October, November, we begin to see some deeper lows developing as we move closer to the wintertime. So this is going to become a lot more common. This is a little bit kind of early in the year, I would say, for that. By Friday, August 11th, we can see this kind of increases by 1 millibar, so not a really noticeable difference, but we do see this pretty widespread storminess as a result of that one. We have these kind of typical daytime thunderstorms here for the mid-Atlantic, southeast, and some of the deeper south there. Again, Friday the 11th. As we move towards Saturday the 12th here, we see this low 1003 still taking place, and I would say probably most of this storminess is a result of this low right here. Also, I want you to take note of the jet stream here. We have a bit of a ridge over the west, trough there in the central, and then another ridge here in the east. So we do anticipate cooler temps here for a lot of the central states, warmer along the east and western coasts individually there. So something like that is approximately what we're expecting a lot of. We can see that this storm system ends up elevating everything pretty much. 1002 here, we can see a stretching cold front as a result of this. And this brings thunderstorm activity up and down the east coast here. Definitely a chance for another severe weather event as well. And then right here to the east of the Rockies and the plains, we also see another bout of thunderstorms taking place as well. So definitely a very, very interesting pattern we end up finding ourselves in. Monday the 14th here, we can see some thunderstorms for the plains. We can see some here for the northeast, the southeast. So we're seeing a lot of activity in many different areas. I would say the quietest is obviously the west right here. If you can note that there is definitely just cleared out. I mean, no precipitation expected here for Monday the 14th, and even Tuesday the 15th here is a bit quieter around the nation in general. We do have a 997 millibar low pressure center here in southern Canada, and this is bringing some thunderstorm activity with it to many different areas, and likely we're going to begin to see another sweeping storm through the central and the east as a result of this, just like we've seen with the storms before it. As we just transition straight into the total precipitation after this, anywhere in the whites is practically no precipitation. Your grays are going to be 1/10 of an inch or less. The greens 1/10 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, blues 1/2 an inch to an inch, your yellows 1 inch to 2 inches, reds 2 to 5 inches, and then your browns 5 to 10 there. As a rule of thumb on the channel here, we always indicate that these red areas here are in general where we expect above average activity. So you can see that's for a lot of the eastern half of the nation. We're expecting in general above average activity over the next 10 days. So we will be watching diligently for all of these things, of course. As we just roll through with the temperatures, we can see cooler temps overall are prevailing. We do begin to see the warmth make a bit of a comeback here by late next week. So we're taking a look at Saturday, the 12th here, and we're seeing a lot of surging warmth here for the east. Again, still these northern plains, I would say, is the coolest area in the nation here, kind of like what we alluded to earlier. And we see a lot of this through the upcoming pattern. I mean, we see a lot of this type of activity, which is a classic positive Pacific North American oscillation, which means above normal temperatures for the west here. And you can see that's clearly there. And this causes the cold to have to slide around that area. And as a result, we see this really diving southward in the areas to the east of that positive temperature anomaly area there in the west, or short PNA is what we call it. And as we just continue this on, what's interesting here is by the 21st, because we do have another frame here to take a look at, is, you know, we didn't have this yesterday, but look at coast to coast. It looks like we're on the verge of a big switch here. You can see things are kind of all over the place, and I'm going to be curious to see if this ends up really shaking things up, because this does look very different than what we've seen. And I think that as we look at the 22nd, 23rd, 24th over the coming days, we'll probably see a big temperature switch in the pattern, but only time will truly be able to tell about that, of course. Again, be sure to check out our Prestige Weather in the description and pinned comment down below for early access to forecasts, consulting calls once a week, among other features as well. Really cool stuff, only $5 a month. Be sure to subscribe for daily uploads just like this one. We do upload every single day, so you can subscribe and get those in your subscription box. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload, so you never miss one. Also, be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.